staff that deals with ED, PE, and low T that you'll find anywhere. We've been in the Valley since 2008, and we've helped tens of thousands of guys and indirectly their loved ones achieve happiness with a healthier life and the newfound ability to rekindle their love life. Don't wait or hesitate. Come get a smile on your face. Get happy. Call Summit Male Medical Center, 480-398-1000, or go to summitmalemedical.com. Kiss the blues away.
Add some March Madness to your dinner with a night to remember at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse in Scottsdale. Kasai offers an amazing dinnertainment experience like no other. When it comes to Asian cuisine, nobody does it better than Kasai, where their exciting and talented teppan chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Shoots more than 30 different teppanyaki items and combinations. Their awesome sushi chefs are rolling up triple doubles of taste perfection, such as their Friends with Benefits roll or their new Rebel roll. And with all the excitement happening at the table, why not add a slam dunk from the bar with a Kasai Sake Bomber or one of their custom cocktails like the new Red Sun? It's a perfect location for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Happy hour is always on fire and offered daily from 4 to 6:30 p.m. with specials on teppanyaki, sushi, cocktails, and more. Come see why Kasai is the best of the best for dinnertainment in Scottsdale. Book your night of fun now. Visit KasaiScottsdale.com. That's KASAI Scottsdale.com. Or call 480-607-1114. We'll see you there.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240 U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
It's Tuesday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside my heterosexual life partner, Randy White. Filling in for Filthy Phil is one of our rookies. It's Josh in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. You guys are on the Summit Male Medical text line, 888-368-1580. I know you guys have heard Josh on a few shows. You guys have heard Izzy on a few shows. One thing is universal. He's going to screw this up. So just you grasp that idea. He's probably immediately going to screw this up. You'd never talk about Speedos. And you'll notice that after a few threats, we got Phil to stop. So don't bring that all back up again. We don't need that. So listen, we got 2 hours of show before we listen to the USC take on Gonzaga in the NCAA Elite Eight. After that, you got UCLA versus Michigan. And listen, if anything happened last night that, well, starts to make March Madness sense is the higher seeded teams won.
How about that?
Well, I'm not used to that this year, but Houston beating number 12 Oregon State made all of the sense in the world. Baylor beating Arkansas made all of the sense in the world. So you could expect tomorrow that Gonzaga is going to beat USC and Michigan is going to beat UCLA, ending the Pac-12 dreams and, writing the universe to where it probably should have been to begin with.
Yeah, that's very true. And we'll see what happens tonight. I don't anticipate that USC will beat Gonzaga. They're just too amazing and really too tough. They're a number 1 seed for a reason because they've been undefeated all season long. And I don't think USC is going to be the team to take them down. Also, later on this evening, we've got UCLA taking on number 1 Michigan. That game I anticipate to be a little tighter than the USC Gonzaga game. But then again, I'm not a college basketball guy. I just play one on TV.
What? I can't hear you. Turn up your damn microphone. Thank you. I told you he'd do this. He's a rookie. What do you expect?
Am I screwing up already?
I don't know. As long as your levels are good and they can hear you, that's all that matters. And we need to hear you. So what the hell were you going to say that we were going to dismiss?
I was going to say, as a college basketball guy, don't be surprised if Gonzaga comes out to a slow start. They are a second half team, and then they're going to blow them away in the second half by like 40 points.
All right. Well, we see if Josh's predictions come true. By the way, how's your bracket? I think I've seen your name in the better part of the 1580 The Fanatic Harmon Solar brackets. Where are you at?
38th, me and my wife's bracket.
Way better. Wait, what? What do you, me and my wife's bracket? Are you that couple that has to share a Facebook because you got into some trouble in the past and now you're also sharing, doing a bracket challenge?
No, what happened was last year we did a CBS bracket challenge, and I just never changed the name, so she took
Okay.
credit for it this one.
So you know what I'm talking about, though. Anytime you see a Facebook or a Twitter and Instagram where a couple share it, somebody in that relationship got caught doing something they shouldn't. And now it's like, we're going to do this together because somebody don't trust somebody.
Well, she was just in it for the grand prize, but now that we're way out of it, she just claims that it's mine.
So is she better at picking games than you are, Josh?
I believe so. She goes by the mascot. I go by stats, and the stats were way off. Plus, I picked GCU, so that
What?
was a problem.
Listen, we all wanted GCU to win, but yeah, come on. It was Iowa at the time. So here's the thing. I did put some effort, some brain effort into this, and that is always a mistake. Next year, I'm going back to doing mascot fights or alphabetical order or flip a coin. I think I did a flip a coin one year, and I had a pretty damn good bracket. I am not even making that up. So no more doing on purpose. You know why? Because CBS Sports Radio has insulted me. Did you get one of these, Randy?
No.
Here's what it says. As soon as it comes into focus on the stupid camera, it says, Jeffrey, 115th place. You bricked your bracket.
No, see, I'm
I didn't need
I'm
you to
not
tell
quite,
me that CBS Sports website.
I'm not quite far down the poll or the standings. I think I'm right now, if I'm not mistaken, I think I'm 33rd. I think that's respectable.
It is respectable these days.
For a guy
yes.
who takes a shot and wherever he puts the glass down, that's the team he picks. So, yeah.
Nicely done. That yeah, and with all those teams, you're lucky to be alive. But
Well, yeah.
I bricked my bracket. I know I bricked my bracket, and I don't need to be reminded by this little graphic up in the right-hand corner making fun of me, CBS Sports Radio. Maybe we won't use your platform next year if you're going to be a dick
boy.
about it.
Oh, boy.
Anyway, I don't mind because I because I work here. Josh, you can't win the money. You work here, so it doesn't matter. Randy, for the last time,
I can win the money.
You cannot win the money. You work here.
What if I were to give it to my wife? As
She
like a
is related
one-time-
to you.
like a
Yeah. Do it.
Shawshank one-timer. You know? what I'm
Nope,
talking
nope. Nothing like that. If you work for the station or you're related to somebody who works for the station, if you're best friends that works, I don't know, maybe I don't know how that works, but I know that there's rules and they're online.
Yeah.
You can find them. I'm not going to do it anyway. So we did have a change in the second. What the hell was that? I was trying not to burp and it came out change. We had a change in the top three. That lead guy was still there in the CBS Sports, bracket thing that we're using for the 15-8 Fanatic Harmon Solar Pick'em contest. But the second and third place absolutely changed. So, like I said before, this is going to change and change and change before this thing is over next Monday. Good luck to everybody involved. Navy Brad says, "What happened to Bronco Phil? He took a day off. He wasn't fired. I know you think I fired him, and I probably should, but that's not what happened here." Fed Fan says, "Hi, Daily Blender."
Hi.
She sent me that. You seen that meme of a guy's got a truck, right? And he's got a four-wheeler in the bed of the truck, and he has strapped it down, and he strapped it down to the back bed of the truck by looping it through the truck's rim, which means the minute he starts driving, the whole thing is going to explode.
Yeah.
So, yeah, memes don't work as great over the radio, but thank you. Hefty Lefty says, "So Phil can't win because he works for the station and is related to employee. Phil is not my son." I don't know who started that damn rumor.
I
but
think it was Phil. Yeah.
Needed to end.
Yeah.
Hefty says, "Welcome back, Josh. Happy technical difficulties Tuesday, everybody."
Hooray.
King Kenton says, "Hey, guys. Sup?"
Meow, meow.
Sup, King Kentons. Says, "I shared this earlier. Now I'm going to share it with you guys. I know we don't really talk soccer. Well, good. I'll just stop reading this lengthy text there.
There we go, Jeffco. Good job.
But no, I had this in the Wheel of Sports, and we never get to it, so we might as well talk about it. The United States men's soccer team did fail to qualify for its third Olympic tournament in a row.
Yeah.
They lost 2-1 to Honduras in a game on Sunday in Mexico. So, yes, it's a national embarrassment, a travesty, a tragedy, a huge disappointment, and King of Kittens is completely disgusted. I, Jeffrey O'Brien, I don't care.
Is there
I
some
don't
way we
care.
could get the
It's
national
soccer.
women's team to play instead of the men's team? I have a feeling they would do better.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, though. This makes the ladies' point about the equal pay, doesn't it?
Yeah, well,
Hey, you got a team that can't qualify for the Olympics, and then we got the other team. So, really, who should be getting the money?
We also have a Paralympic team that places gold every single time that they go out there. Why don't we just?
What is
send
that?
them?
Is that a bunch of lawyers taking depositions?
It's actually people who have had like palsy issues.
No,
Oh, I was trying to understand
not
because they're.
paralegal, Paralympics.
Sorry, right, Paralympics,
Yes,
and they're in the actual Olympics.
they could be if we sent them instead of the men's national team.
Oh, I see. You're saying the Paralympians are better than the supposed regular
Men's
Olympians.
national team.
Yeah, the 5-on-5
right.
guys.
Yeah.
Well, I'm all for it. And there's the other part where it's soccer, so I don't care. Blissful Hay says, "The hell is soccer?" Well, some people call it football, but we don't here because we also don't care.
Yeah.
Beer Bob says, "What? The Daily Blender's on at 2:00. This mean we're finally getting 4 hours of Daily Blender every day?"
Nah.
Not a chance, Beer Bob. Not a chance. Yeah, this is only today, and it was yesterday. Tomorrow we'll be back to normal 3 to 6 every day. They just the morning show whined because we got time off, and so now we were forced to go ahead and just do these 2 hours instead. I don't know why. I don't care.
It's too much madness.
888-368-1580. And so yes, it has been decided 2 of the Final 4. You'll get Houston and you'll get Baylor on Saturday. Tonight we find out who else gets to go down. It was really some good basketball last night. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely quality basketball. But this is what you expect at this point in the tournament. I mean, the teams that are here right now are the best in the country. So, obviously, this is going to be the best basketball we see.
Yeah, I mean, Houston had a scare from Oregon State. They were trying to make a comeback, couldn't quite get it done. So now this is Houston's first Final Four appearance since 1984. Baylor, well, they just pretty easily took down Arkansas, and that's their first Final Four in 71 years. So, well, a lot of teams you ain't seen in a while, but these are the ones and the twos. And tonight, so we'll see if the ones can beat the 6 and 11. So more on that later. 888-368-1580. Am I required by some sort of state law to care about Arizona women's team winning?
Well, I mean, come on, Jeffrey. I mean, it is an Arizona team.
I'm just asking if there's a legality to it that forces me to care.
No, but it's a sort of a pride of Arizona, that
Right.
the U of A are actually in the women's Final Four. So congratulations to the Lady Wildcats.
Well, I'm never going to
I guess.
congratulate Wildcats, but it's nice for those gals.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. I can't get behind it. My wife actually, in a shocking moment last night, I turn around. She's got the Lady Wildcats playing Baylor there. And it was Baylor they were playing, right?
No.
Who the hell were they playing? I don't know.
No, Baylor played UConn.
Oh, playing the what was it? Who was it? UConn. Yeah, that's right. Ladies of Connecticut. Anyway, and then she's like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "I just want to see if it's any good." And about 30 seconds later, we watched something else. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
We almost saw a fight though. That's probably why we were there for 30 segens instead of 10.
Because there was almost a fight going on.
Yeah. And I'm not in my house. It was on the TV with the girls. But there was a little dust up under the basket there, but it turned into absolutely nothing. So
the Lady Hoosiers is who they beat.
They beat the Lady Hosers, and now
Hoosiers.
that's what I said.
Hoosier.
So now Adia Barnes and the Wildcats of Uchalupaville are going to the Final Four. So okay, congratulations, whatever. Let's get some text in right here. No, Moist one. It wasn't the Paralympics. He said Paralympics. He says Paralympics. Was it a bunch of people built like pears? Shout out to Rick Ross. No. He said Paralympics.
Yes.
Yeah, it's about lawyers and stuff. I think.
No.
No.
It's not lawyers, Jeffco. No.
Fed fan says, don't count on it, Randy. The women's soccer team lost to a men's under 17 team. So we're trying to give compliments. I guess that's
yeah.
all. Kate Kenton says, how about that? You Arizona ladies making the Final Four. Let the Sean Miller jokes flow.
Mm.
First off, I don't know if you needed to use the word flow in that sentence.
Mhm.
Second, Sean Miller is a sweaty, greasy, cheating bastard. And the fact that you Arizona never fired him shows that they are sweaty, greasy bunch of bastards. But congratulations to Adia Barnes. As a coach, she seems like a pretty nice person and a good person. And I'm sure those ladies playing for the Wildcats, I'm not going to be anti-Lady Wildcats. But as an Arizona State University fan, I can't care. That's it. I think that's fair. I think it's fair.
Yeah.
I'd say it's fair.
Just the Tip says, good afternoon, gentlemen. I wouldn't be very surprised if USC beats them Zags. Gonzaga has a relatively weak strength of schedule. And like Josh said, they do start slow. It's not how they start, guys. It's how they finish. And that's the secret to any team that gets it done. How do you finish? How do things go? Remember how the Patriots used to start slow and how Tom Brady was really a fourth quarter quarterback. Somebody else has that moniker attached to them, at least in previous years, was Aaron Rodgers. So, yeah, I wouldn't get too wrapped up in the fact that they do start slow. It's what they build up to and finish. It's like they're sizing you up.
It's kind of like the Rutgers game during the tournament. Did you see that one where they were up by like 15 points and then they lost by 1? Anything can happen in basketball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, anything can happen. And 10-point difference don't mean squat. That could be a change within a couple of minutes.
Jeffrey, I don't want to brag. I start a little slow, but it's all about the finish. You know what I'm saying?
We're not going to talk about that. Yeah,
right.
We'll move
You're
on.
welcome, America.
Yeah. Last Optimist says, in the last contract negotiation, women's team had an option for high pay if they won a lot of games or guaranteed pay and health benefits. They chose the guaranteed pay and health benefits. The men's team chose high pay if they won. Recently, the women have been out earning the men because, well, the men's team sucks. Our men just suck compared to everybody else's men's team. Best male athlete to play basketball and football in this country. That's where they all gravitate towards. All right. Interesting to know. Against the Spread says, the reason the United States didn't qualify for the Olympics is they couldn't play any of their good players. Their 4 best young players weren't released to play from the European clubs.
Yep.
How can you make that argument though? Because like you look at other countries and the 4 best players still don't play most of the time in friendlies and they still make it. We're just not as good in soccer as other countries.
Yep. Well, we got good women's team. That's it. Blissful Hayes says pair of Olympics means 2 different Olympic games, Jeffrey. I see.
No. Para Olympics.
In Spanish, para is a girl dog.
No.
Para.
No,
para.
I don't
Para.
know.
Perro is a boy dog. I learned that.
That's true. Yes.
Prison Wallet says, good afternoon, gentlemen. And Phildo, who's that guy? He says, if you're anti-Wildcat, don't gender discriminate. Listen, I'll be a gentleman to the ladies, and Adia Barnes was a heck of a WNBA player, and you can't say they ain't good because look where they're at. But you're right. I'm not going to gender discriminate. What the hell? Screw you Arizona. Fifth letter says Zags have not played nobody. Just tune in and watch the Trojans. See what they do. Fight on.
Have not played nobody.
Yeah, that's that USC grammar. Z-Man Barbecue says, you know who sucks? USA men's soccer team. That's who sucks. And
yeah,
it's not fair. You should support the Pac-12. I got to support nothing. Listen, I'm not loyal to Pac-12. I'm loyal to ASU. I'm not loyal to the WAC tournament. I'm loyal to GCU. I don't care about the Pac, the WAC, the AC, any of these other things. I just care about the teams I care about. So why do I got to like suddenly my opponent? Why do I have to, your rival? You don't have to suddenly be like, well, we got our asses kicked. So go you Arizona. Go. I just hope you do it for the state. Screw you. I wanted it for Arizona State University. That's what I wanted. Just me?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so at all.
You make a valid point.
All right, we got to take a break because Josh doesn't know how to watch and give me cues. So you're supposed to let me know when it's.
I was pointing.
Okay, I can't.
I don't want to be like the guy take a break right in the middle of a speech.
This is what we do
this.
right here. It's a hand signal like this.
I
I'll
knew
show
there
you
was
another
something.
hand signal if you screw up again. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Everybody, Mark Asher, about to tell you about my friends at Valley Medical Weight Loss. I love this company. I've used them. I have friends that have used them. A ton of weight has been lost in a quick amount of time and the right way. That's the important part. Look, they have 3 Valley locations, Tempe, Glendale, and Phoenix. So one is close to you, and they've been doing this for well over a decade. And right now, you can get your first week, $31.95, absolutely free. Just mention Money Radio or mention The Fanatic, and it is on them. 602-441-3305 or valleymedicalweightloss.com.
Chances are the technology you work with every day is an afterthought until it isn't working. Technical problems can throw a wrench in your day, but computer security issues can expose you and your customers to serious risk. Affinity Technology builds custom IT solutions that help small businesses thrive. No system is too complicated. If it plugs in, we work with it. Affinity Technology runs Arizona businesses. Contact us today at atechaz.com. That's atechaz.com. Affinity Technology.
Did you know that Constructors Bonding has been Arizona's leader in surety management for over 40 years? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than anyone, anywhere. Contractors, developers, attorneys, car dealers, and hundreds of other industries turn to Constructors Bonding for their bond solutions. Call me personally at 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution for better bonding.
500 apiece, you're going to that fine for 500, 502 apiece, 1 minute, that for the hand, that 150.
The best weekly auction is right here in Arizona. It's only a click of the mouse away from great deals on almost everything. Visit liquidateaz.com for weekly auctions on everyday household items, antiques from around the world, sports and non-sports cards, memorabilia and autographs, comic books, comic character collectibles, Native American, pots, jewelry, rugs, and sterling silver. Liquidateaz.com weekly auctions is the place for great deals on works of art, gold and silver, coins and U.S. currency, gold and sterling jewelry, vintage LP vinyl records, vintage electronics, ham radio, RC cars, planes, and boats. Interested in antique clocks, watches, and timepieces, or a wide variety of sports equipment, including hunting, fishing lures, poles, and gear. How about military collectibles, medals, uniforms, or helmets? All at liquidateaz.com. Looking to liquidate an estate? Liquidateaz.com can help with estate sales and consignment services. Liquidateaz.com for information.
The games, the highlights, the exciting finishes.
Punch it down for 2!
Premier games, the tournaments, the madness of March.
Three again, good again! All the way to the championship in Indianapolis.
Your home for the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship.
Oh, that's the cover!
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Feed the JV who soars to the rim.
The home of March Madness 2021.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. You can hear us on 99.3 FM, 95.9 FM in the East Valley, always at 1580thefanatic.com. And all right, some other things happened. It wasn't just March Madness, men and women's type of basketball stuff. I just want to say I'm so sorry for what happened yesterday, Randy. I apologize. I know that's a tough pill to take. When Joey Logano wins a race, I know you don't like that so much. I know you don't like that so much. But
that's not my favorite thing, no. But neither are eating black licorice. It's not my favorite thing either.
Well, then you don't do that, do you?
No.
Yeah.
Who eats black licorice?
Probably crazy people.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Joey Logano does. That's why he looks the way he does.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. Actually makes sense why he's got that permanent little smirky snarl thing going there.
Yeah.
But it was the first NASCAR Cup Series dirt race since 1970, and Logano got to take home the trophy. I saw the finish, and it was just, I'll be honest, it was a little sad. It was just all dusty, and I'm sure the drivers were like, thank God that's over. Was that fun for anybody, or was that just miserable?
There were mixed results, mixed comments about it, but NASCAR announced that they're going to do it again next season in their 2022 season. So I like it. I think it's a great change of pace. I think it's a throwback to the early days of NASCAR, and being a sort of a NASCAR purist, I like it. You know what? Take one of them and put it on the dirt. I think
if you want to be a purist, then they should have had some cases of gin in the back, because that
Oh,
is
absolutely.
taking you all
Well,
the way back with NASCAR.
Well, I mean, they
And a
didn't
really big
race.
straw.
They didn't race with the gin
Not
in the
for
cars,
them to
but yeah,
drink, Josh.
that's
You-
where they came
Don't
from.
you remember where NASCAR came from? It wasn't from drinking and driving. It was driving so people could drink during Prohibition. And that's why you needed a fast car so you could outrun Johnny Law. And all these guys out there were like, I was faster than that cop. I was faster than that cop. I'll tell you what, I'm faster than you. Oh, yeah, you want to race? Let's do it. And they would go out and they created, NASCAR. That's how it got started.
And then they forgot how to turn right along the way, or how that.
Oh, you're just. Oh, okay.
Randy's gonna
Josh,
whoop
I
your
see
ass.
how it's going
That's
to
what's
be.
gonna happen
No,
now.
I love.
I'm gonna
I do
have
love
to
NASCAR.
go ahead and educate you that a third of the damn schedule this year is going to be on road courses where they don't
occasional-
turn just left. They turn right too.
Like occasionally, but not all the time. 888-368-1580. King Kitten says Baylor ladies got screwed. Well, some people know how to celebrate. I don't know what you want to
No,
say.
they're
about
talking
that.
about the last second shot. There were two
Oh, right,
UConn
yes.
defenders
A non-call.
in the Baylor, and it was a non-call. It should have been a foul. Even the coach's daughter from UConn, Gino Ariema or whatever his name is,
That would
his
be
daughter
correct.
tweets out that should have been a foul. But you know what? Listen, either way you go, the officials are going to get it wrong here. If they call it, you're going to have the people from UConn and all the UConn fans say, you don't call that, at the last second. And then they're taking it right now from the Baylor and the Baylor fans say, that was a foul. You should call. So either way, you're going to get it. So
There's no winning, but okay, Josh, Mr. I like to watch college basketball, and when my wife's not around, I'll watch the women. Mr. Josh,
That sounds way more creepy than you made it
yeah,
sound.
that was it. Well, no, it really needed it to sound creepy. That was the whole point.
Oh,
You understand?
yeah. Thank you.
My apologies to your wife, who I'm sure knows better or suspects everything. Anyway, so did you see this? Was it a fair non-call, or was that just garbage?
It should have been called. There's no doubt about it. There were two hits. One was to the elbow, one was to the head. And when you get a shot to the head, no matter what, you have to inspect the foul to even make it a flagrant 2 or a flagrant 1.
So they needed to check that video.
They needed to check that video. and
Why
just
didn't
clearly
they?
didn't.
What was their reasoning for letting that one get by?
It could happen to be with pineapple. I don't know.
he's trying to tell you had a little pop there. I have a feeling
Yeah.
Yeah,
he doesn't know about the nipple rub yet.
Oh,
Well, no, we don't do that anymore. So
Oh,
I
we
thought
don't?
that went the way of
Oh,
the speed.
yeah.
I listen to the show a lot. So
don't worry about pineapple unless it's
Yeah.
so much that nobody can understand me. Is
Okay.
it that bad?
It was a little click, but now it's fine.
All right.
Anyway, the question was, why didn't they go back to the video? And there's one simple reason why: lazy refereeing.
So they just blew it.
They
The
blew it.
refs
It was-
blew it.
It should have come down to the referees, and it didn't. And this is the one case out of a million cases where referees should get involved in the final play.
Right. A lot of times we criticize because refs seemingly make it all about themselves, and they'll make some sort of a call or do something that is egregious, and we criticize. You shouldn't be making yourself part of the game. But in this case, they probably should have stepped in on that one.
Especially when the hit came to the head.
Mhm.
That goes without saying.
Well, whatever the case, so much for that. It's over and everybody moves on. If you want to fix the officiating, that's something to do outside of this. Cabana says, is Bruce and Caitlin and Paralympic champion all by their selfies? What? Blissful Hayes says, other than money, why did Fox Sports Arizona change their name to Bally Sports Arizona?
Because they got bought by Bally.
Because of
It's just
money.
a horrible, horrible decision.
Yeah.
I mean, you're naming yourself after a casino, and that just shows that, well, whatever you were doing wasn't really working for you. It means you weren't making any money from the advertising being Fox anything, whether it was radio or television. So you got somebody to pay for the naming rights, and now same garbage it was before, but now with a new name. That's it. That's all it is. I don't know. There is no other than money. It was just money.
I've been to that casino in Atlantic City, and I can tell you they're not doing too hot. So maybe this
Really?
won't last for too long.
Well, okay. I mean, the naming right thing is kind of weird. The Giant Stadium, they got a new naming right, and it bothered me. I tweeted about this, but then it turns out maybe it's not what I thought. The Giants were playing what was used to be called New Era Stadium, right? And then they lost their sponsorship. What did the Giant Stadium used to be called?
MetLife.
MetLife. That's right. MetLife.
MetLife, yeah.
And then they lost their sponsorship for that, and they were just Giant Stadium. And I can't find my paper now, but now it's just this cockamamie name of a stadium, and it's long and it's cumbersome. At least so I thought when I first saw it. Trying to bring it up, I actually tweeted about it, but I've lost my piece of paper. Let's see. Here it is. They changed the name of it to some health thing. Where'd it go? Here it is. I'm scrolling. Okay, I can't find it. I give up. But it was just cockamamie. And I was like, well, why can't we just name stadium simple things? And not the Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield of Western New York Stadium. And I saw that because Schefter said that's what they were going to call it. And it turns out, no, that's not it. They're just going to call it the Highmark Stadium. That I don't mind so much. But man, I just kind of hate how they put all these cockamamie weird names that anybody out of the region could care less about.
It's pretty ironic that you would call it the Highmark Stadium, considering the teams that play there.
Yeah, the Jets and the Giants, not exactly a high mark. Maybe you got to be high to like those teams. I don't know. But yeah, I just naming rights of stuff. And I don't like when something I get used to gets changed. Randy and I started with the Bob, Bank One Ballpark. Yeah. And we had America West Arena. And the Veterans Memorial Coliseum, at least, is still the Veterans Memorial Coliseum. And they keep changing the names. I don't like it.
What do you propose they do then?
It should be whatever field, whatever arena brought to you by. So you can say it's, Wrigley Field. Well, Wrigley Field, that's always been Wrigley Field, so that doesn't count. Trying to come up with a good
Camden Yards, as presented by
Cardinal Stadium, brought to you by State Farm. Just call it Cardinal Stadium. Call it Diamondback Stadium. Park or whatever. Give it a cool name, brought to you by. Isn't that better?
Well, yes. However, the naming rights person or corporation pay huge money to make it the quote unquote State Farm Stadium or Highmark Stadium. I mean, we're talking tens, almost hundreds of millions of dollars to have the stadium called State Farm Stadium or Chase Field.
I don't know if it's as much as 100 million. I think it's like they get these deals where they pay a couple mil a year, for 10 years.
It's huge. I can't remember exactly what the
free
State Farm
money. Just
payment
put a
was.
sign up and call it something. Yeah.
Well, I think the State Farm naming rights was upwards of 100 million.
As we broadcast live from the Harmon Solar Studio and you guys text in on the Summit Male Medical text line, I just got to say how much I don't like when you put sponsoring naming rights on things.
Shouldn't it be the 1580, the Fanatic Studio, sponsored by Harmon Solar then?
Shut up, Josh. Oh, that only took 33 minutes, didn't it? Chief says, turns out it's every local Fox Sports anything. The Mouth Spot Fox didn't care for the locals, so we get something that sounds like a women's gym now. That's right. We're all going to go work out at Bally's.
Yeah.
Man Bear Pig says, wait, you guys are on already? No, we're not. Shh, don't you tell anybody. Mr. Pringle says there's a dirty bunch of racists after the Bristol race was over. What?
There's a what?
There was a bunch of dirty racists.
I think he's calling NASCAR fans racist, and then they were
already. Yeah, I get it.
Man Bear Pig said that?
No, Pringle said that. So
Pringle said that.
I wonder what the actual percentage of racist NASCAR fans there are. I know there's a lot of very fine people who aren't, but there's a lot who are. And I'm kind of curious.
Jeffrey, they're called race car enthusiasts.
No. I mean like literal racists, not racers. Okay. I call those racers. I don't know. Randy, what do you think? It's 50-50, 80-20, 20-80. How do you think it goes?
Because I choose not to worry about people who choose to be stupid and ignorant in that manner. I couldn't even give you a percentage. I don't think NASCAR is any more racist than any other professional sporting enterprise in this country.
No, NASCAR is not. The sport isn't. The organization isn't,
Mhm.
but the fans.
The fan base, yeah, I don't know, Jeffrey. I don't know. I know it used to be really bad, but I would like to think the sport that I love and I enjoy quite a bit has evolved and has done well to clean up that kind of attitude.
Well, hopefully
I
it
don't
gets
know.
better and better. President Wallet says, I have sneaky suspicions that is not Phil on with you guys right now. It's like when they
it's not.
traded out Dick Sargent for Dick York on Bewitched and hoped we wouldn't notice. And like, well, his name's Dick. His name is Dick. Let's get this other Dick in here. We got that other Dick out of here. Let's get this Dick in here.
Yeah.
He says, by the way, I picked Bell to win. He didn't even finish the race. And if you're going to do another dirt race, they should do it on an actual dirt track.
Well, but wasn't this fun and kind of unique? This was kind of cool, I think, because it is a legendary track. It's one of the older tracks on the circuit, and I thought it was kind of cool. I thought it was outside the line. It wasn't a big long track. It's less than a mile. I mean, I thought it was great. I thought it was really, really a neat idea by NASCAR, and I think it came off well. Yeah, there were some challenges, and they'll adjust those as they go. But you know, I don't think they should have the windshields in the cars. I think that was a huge hindrance for the drivers.
Sorry, what? You
They
shouldn't
shouldn't
have
have had the
windshields.
windshields in the car. In a dirt car, you don't have a windshield in a dirt car. You just have
Yeah,
a screen up there, and then
Like
the
a screen
driver
door
pulls-
screen or
well, like a rock screen that's in front of you, and the drivers have peel offs on their visors on their helmets.
That's really cool.
I need to look that up because I can't even.
Yeah, look up a
envision that.
sprint car, or look up a modified stock car. They all have these screens in front of them. They're
Randy,
made
I
out of
couldn't do
steel
this.
or rebar.
I need air conditioning. That's the other thing. That's the other reason I can't race NASCAR. If I need air conditioning, I need a radio, I need a cup holder. I
You
can't.
gotta have a CD player,
Yeah. No. Come on. I just need.
satellite radio.
Right. I just need some Wi-Fi.
All
Yeah,
I
put
need
my
is a radio
Spotify on.
station that plays 1580, The Fanatic.
Yeah, well, that too. You know, hey, Wise Ash, you know we can get that on the internet too. 1580thefanatic.com. I'm just saying. I
Josh,
don't,
you have no chance.
I don't necessarily need, those things. But yes, if the bare minimum, I need air conditioning. I could not do what those guys do in the seats. Z-Man
Well, they have
Barbecue says they should have made it
fresh
a
air
mud race.
intake.
Mud race.
Well,
would
it
be
was
fun.
kind of a mud race. But again, the problem was they had these windshields, and they kept getting the windshields all caked up with mud and stuff. You
Blissful
can't do that,
Hayes
man.
says, why aren't there more children named Dick these days? It's such a wholesome name. I can't believe there ever was any children named Dick. I still have not really figured out how you get that from Richard. I don't understand the connection there. I'm going to have to talk to a professor of namology because I don't get it. If I had to choose between watching the NASCAR and watching any kind of race, I like Formula One. I like the F1 racing. And a headline really turned my head. Fernando Alonso. Here's the headline.
Yeah.
Fernando Alonso didn't finish a Formula One race because of a sandwich wrap. And I thought, oh, if he went to the commissary, got that sandwich wrap, and that's really
No.
bad. Turns out that's
No.
not what that meant.
Yeah,
He was
that's
out
not.
there racing, and a sandwich wrap got into the rear brake duct of his car, which led to high temperatures and caused a bunch of
Yeah.
damage to the brake system. So he couldn't keep racing.
Yeah.
I just the thought of a sandwich wrap making him have to stop racing. It's like he had to.
Mhm. No, I see where you would feel that way. Yeah.
But F1, I just prefer watching that. I don't know why. I don't
If you like watching the same guy in the same car win every single week, enjoy.
Well, not this guy because he had a problem with the sandwich wrap.
Well, he's not the guy that wins every week in the same car.
Maybe he would be if he wouldn't keep running over sandwich wraps. I don't know if anybody thought
that
about
could
that.
be. That could be. Yeah.
Berg said the anxiety of watching Randy's favorite win the race. Suck it, Phil. Josh. Suck it, Josh. And Last Optimist says usually in dirt racing, the visor on the helmet has a bunch of hair off.
Yeah, they're called tear offs.
So when it gets dirty, they just tear off the sheet and the driver can see again.
It's like horse racing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
look this up during the break.
Yeah, they have tear offs. They're little plastic things that go over their visors that you could see through them. And as the race goes on, they get dirty or, they get mudded up. You just rip one off and suddenly it's clean again.
All right, we got to take this break. When we come back, let's move on to the next thing, and that is quarterbacks in the NFL. Mac Jones, where is he going?
Mac Jones.
Let's talk about what I wanted to talk about yesterday, which was first round quarterbacks chosen by team in the Super Bowl era. Who's the best? Who's the worst? Come on back, kids. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Aaron Warby, owner of Online Trading Academy here in Arizona. Right now, we're seeing stock market highs in the face of economic lows. Election cycles are notorious for causing instability in the stock market. That's why we just finished developing our newest complimentary workshop, Protection from the Election. This 3-hour class will explore the strategies professional traders use to protect themselves against market downturns while allowing them to also profit from surging markets. Take control of your portfolio in these uncertain times. Register for this powerful workshop offered in Scottsdale, Chandler, and Peoria by calling 844-877-2337 or by texting the letters OTA to 31996. Space is limited and all COVID safety measures will be followed. Again, that is 844-877-2337 or text OTA to 31996.
Pack your bags for an amazing trip. And our resort, a short walk away from shopping and fine dining. No, let's try this again. Honey, I booked the vacation of our dreams. No, getaway. Yes. Okay, honey, I booked the getaway of our... Hey, sweetie, I'm home. Oh, here it goes. Hey, hon, I got a surprise for you.
No matter how you say it, your luxury oasis is just a short drive away to Hermosa Beach, California. Relax in one of Hermosa Oasis's beautifully appointed apartment home retreats. Take in our ocean breezes, panoramic sunset views, or stroll along 20 miles of oceanfront strand. All of our beach homes offer fully equipped kitchens, crisp linens, plus beach towels, chairs, and umbrellas, along with cable TVs and wireless internet throughout the home and oceanfront patio. You don't have to wait until summer to bask in the warmth of the California sun. Visit HermosaOasis.com. That's HermosaOasis.com. Save extra with off-season rates. Now, anytime is a great time to get away. Visit HermosaOasis.com.
Businesses that run like clockwork establish routines they trust. That's why over 1 million companies rely on Cintas. We'll help you protect employees and customers with essential safety supplies. Inspect your fire protection systems and devices. Hygienically launder your uniforms, and keep you well-stocked with the leading hand sanitizers and disinfecting wipes. Learn how Cintas can help you open your doors with confidence. Oh, I'm ready! Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
The Fanatic.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. And Chief, listening in, Googled how we came up with the name Dick. I know it came from Richard. It was Richard, Rich, Dick, but he says, in the days of writing everything by hand, back in the olden days, Rich and Rick emerged as common nicknames for Richard. Well, that does make sense, doesn't it? Apparently, people also used to come up with nicknames that rhyme, and this gave the rise to nicknames like Dick and Hick around the early 13th century. But unlike Hick, Dick continues to stick around today. Here's the thing. Hick is still around. It's just, used to talk about people who like NASCAR. 888-368-1580. Are you clipping your fingernails, Randy?
You're damn right I am.
Could you not do that when we're on?
I got a hangnail.
That sounded a lot like more than one fingernail, Randy.
I got a hangnail.
You're that guy in the office
hangnail
who sits there and clip. Yeah, that is that's a pet peeve, man. We used to have a sales guy.
Have you not ever had a hangnail?
No.
I have. They're very painful.
I have good genetics. Look at these. I could be a hand model. Look how good those fingernails look right there. I don't get a manicure or nothing. I just clip them with regular fingernails. I get no hangnail.
In Zoolander, they call them finger jockeys.
I could be a finger jockey. Baker's Cocky Hen says, okay, I can't read that, but that's funny. The King of Kitten says, Dick Trickle had a pair of smokes and a lighter in his NASCAR. He'd light up during the yellow caution flags.
Oh, yeah. A lot of guys did back in the day.
How dangerous was that, though? Good Cat says, what the holy hell? I tuned in and I hear Randy and the crew. Did I step into a time machine that can only transport me several hours into the future, or did somebody put something in my coffee and I'm hallucinating?
Would you like to know?
Yep. Everything is fine, good cat. I don't know what's weird. Blissful Hayes says Jimmy Johnson used to win all the time in NASCAR a few years back. It wasn't enjoyable to watch at all, Randy. Maybe that's why a lot of fans stopped watching.
Probably. And I think a lot of fans over in Europe just haven't figured out that the same guy wins every week in the Mercedes Silver Arrow. And Lewis Hamilton, like 5 years in a row, world champion Formula One driver. Well, he wins every week. You should like him. Yeah.
I watched a documentary about him. He has a heck of a story. I like him.
Yeah, he's got a heck of a story, and he wins every single week.
Well, you know, somebody else needs to be better, like Joey Logano. 888-368-1580. The Berg says,
I wish Joey Logano would go to Formula One.
Good Cat says, I sat next to a person at work that would clip her toenails during the day, and one of the clippings landed right on my keyboard.
Oh,
that
boy.
ain't right. But Randy is at least in his own home right now, his own studio there. So I guess that's fine. It brought back memories from 15 years ago. This dirtbag salesman, and he was a dirtbag. And not all salesmen are, but this guy was. And I heard click, click, click. I just wanted to strangle him. Just wanted.
Well,
like, you know what? I shouldn't hear click, click, click. I should hear you on the phone trying to sell, buddy.
Well, and I understand that, and I do apologize, but my pet peeve is having one of those hangnails that snag on everything. You know, you go to scratch yourself, suddenly you rip your skin off because the damn hangnail. Or, you know, you go to get a chip or something and it snags the bag out of the chip, the chip bag there. It snags the bag and rips it off. You know, I hate hangnails, hate them with a passion. I don't know how they happen. I don't go around looking for hangnails, but they show up. And when they show up, I have to take care of them.
Yeah. It's not like we're doing anything important right here. That's all right. 888-368-1580. Baker's cocky hen says, wife cuts her nails by me. I always pretend to get stabbed in the eye when because it has become very close to happening before. Oh, God. Oh, God. Does it ever work? Or does she just shake her head at you like all our wives and girlfriends shake their heads at us? I don't know. Josh, you have a wife or a girlfriend?
I have a wife.
What does your girlfriend think about that?
No comment.
I'm just trying to start crap. Your wife is probably like, I don't like this Jeffrey O'Brien fella. Blissful A says, Lewis Hamilton has never lost a race, Randy? Ever?
No, what I'm saying is he wins every week on the Formula One the last 5 years. It's just no fun to watch.
Good Cat says,
he always gets on the pole and he always wins the damn race.
It's good. So what? Michael Jordan, Tom Brady. Sometimes there's people who have good streaks. That's the way it is. Not LeBron. He flops. Good Cat says, I asked HR, and it turns out, surprisingly enough, throat punching is not the proper reaction to toenail clipping in the office.
Yeah, I could see that.
Is it just throat punching or is it any other area?
I'm pretty sure any sort of violent retaliation is frowned upon by HR because they have no sense of humor. 888-368-1580. So, all right, let's talk a little bit about what's going on. Of course, we had all that big shakeup in news in the NFL draft. We had trades with the 49ers and the Eagles. And who was the other team? The Dolphins. And Fish Tank is orgasmically happy because it looks like the Dolphins are in a good position to rebuild into a pretty good team. 49ers leapt up there to number 3, and it's assumed they did so to take Mac Jones. We can all agree that's probably what they're going to do. We know the Urban Meyer in Jacksonville going to take Hairboy Trevor Lawrence. So it looks like the 49ers would take the Mac Jones. So, by the way, who's the second team? It's the Jets, right? It goes.
The Jets have the second pick, and
Jaguars, Jets, 49ers.
Yeah.
So what are the Jets going to do?
They're going to take the kid from BYU. A lot of their brass was there when the kid had his pro day. And today, Mac Jones is having another Alabama pro day, which oddly enough coincides with Ohio State's pro day and Justin Fields out there. But the 49ers didn't even send anybody over to see Justin Fields at Ohio State. Everybody went to Alabama to see Mac Jones.
All right. So Zach Wilson, you don't think the Jets would take Zach Wilson?
Is that the kid from BYU?
Yeah. It's so hard to say what the Jets are going to do because Johnson just screws it up every year. And I mean, Salah is a good head coach or good coach. I haven't seen him head coach yet, but it's just like they have Darnold, and I don't think they've given up on Darnold, as rough as that is. I think they're gonna pick an old lineman if I had to bet anything.
So with that, if they take an O lineman and the Urban Meyer takes the hair boy Trevor Lawrence, 49ers, are they taking the Mac Jones? Or are they taking maybe Zach Wilson? Or are they taking Justin Fields? Who are the 49ers most likely to take in that draft?
Well, like I said, from all accounts that I saw today on social media and on the TV, the 49ers didn't send anybody to go see Justin Fields. All of their people, their scouting people, their GM and all that, they went over to see Mac Jones in Alabama. So I'd say that's a safe pick right now.
Sure.
They're going to take Mac Jones, bring him in.
Plus, Shanahan said that he is very impressed with Mac Jones today.
Right.
Very impressed.
And it's one of those things where when you are towards the top, you don't have to do the cloak and dagger. If you're in a position, you know you're going to get what you want, you know what the other guys are going to do, it gives you a little more confidence to not have to send a bunch of people over to watch another quarterback. But here's the thing. How do they know for sure that the Jets aren't going to suddenly go, psych, and take Mac Jones?
Well, the Jets have been pretty outspoken, and they also went to see the BYU Pro Day and see that young quarterback they have there. So I have a feeling that what's going to happen is Trevor Lawrence goes 1, the Jets take the kid from BYU 2, and the 49ers are going to take Mac Jones before anybody else can, and let the dominoes fall from there.
Okay,
I don't think Justin
out.
Fields is going to go in the top 5. That's just my gut instinct.
Okay, hear me out. Let's say you're the Jets. And then my first thing is I apologize that you have to beat the Jets. But let's say you're the Jets.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there with the number 2 pick. You're not getting hair boy, and you don't really want a quarterback. Let's say Josh is right. I don't really want a quarterback, and the guy I want is absolutely going to be there. Let's say if I was number 3 or number 4. All right, right then, the Jets should trade that pick to somebody below them. They know is not going to take their pick. They can get some stuff. So if anything, the Jets should be alluding to the idea that they want to take Mac Jones and then force the 49ers to trade up to that pick and maybe get some more draft picks to get more stuff.
Well, I mean,
why aren't they doing that?
Nobody is revealing their hand. The only one that you can really surely say is almost a for sure thing would be the Panthers. The Jacksonville Jaguars. Sorry, what Urban Meyer is going to do. The rest of it is still kind of a shooting gallery. It's just sort of a toss up. But I just looking at what teams are doing and listening to the guys like Adam Schefter and some of these other people about what teams are doing and where they're sending their people to scout players. You can kind of read the tea leaves. It's a little vague, but it's kind of there, coming together, coming to light. The whole thing could just be blown up. And what do I know? I'm not an NFL professional talent scout, but it just looks like to me, just the average Joe sitting out here named Randy, watching it unfold. I have a feeling that's the way it's going to go.
Now, as a former New Jersey resident, which is going to get me in trouble in the text line by saying that.
Oh, boy.
I have had a lot of news come my way about the New York Jets while I lived there. Now, with that being said, Jeffrey, to your point, why don't the Jets use logic and do this? Because the Jets don't have logic. Whoever runs their front office just doesn't know what they're doing. And it's year after year after year. I think it's Tenenbaum now. I'm not sure if he's still the GM, but last I checked, Woody Johnson just commands things to happen. They happen and they don't work out.
Well, all right. So let's say that the newly named stadium that the Jets and the Giants both play in is on an Indian burial ground, and they are cursed. And part of the curse is that the owners and the GMs of those teams become really stupid. Because now there might be some evidence to that. John Mara came out and he was saying, oh, yeah, I think Daniel Jones looks like a Super Bowl quarterback. Whoa, pump the brakes there on Daniel Jones there, buddy. He says, I can say that without any hesitation at all. Well, that just sort of telegraphs exactly what the Giants may or may not do in the draft. But still, do you really think Daniel Jones looks like a Super Bowl quarterback?
As a former New Jersey resident, I know.
Are you going to start everything you say today with "as a former New Jersey resident"?
No, just this point.
Okay.
As a former New Jersey resident, and my parents live there, I know for a fact that weed is now legal in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm. Hey, John Mara doesn't look like the kind of guy who's going here.
You never know. His daughter is an actress.
It's the curse. I'm going to say it's a curse. They built the stadiums in the wrong place. That's what I think. Moislin says from Jersey. You're just spitting a bunch of gabagool. Your mother's a terrible cook. That was from Moislin.
Wow.
She's not the greatest cook.
I'm not going to do the voice. Berg says Tannenbaum works for ESPN. Joe Douglas is the GM for the New York Football Jets. Faded Hero Icon says, I got a feeling that tonight's going to be a good night. Tonight's going to be a good night. Your night's going to be a good night. A good night. All right. Thank you for that.
It's a Phil Collins
Fergie.
song. Tonight.
No.
I think it's the Black Eyed Peas.
That's the Black Eyed Peas.
That's right. Black Eyed Peas. Sorry. My apologies. I'll go back to sleep now.
Baby Got Dak. Oh, I warned you about that, didn't I? Baby Got Dak says, I have a feeling Shanahan is going to take Trey Lance, actually.
Really?
You think the 49ers are going to take Trey Lance?
Yeah. Interesting.
Says, hey, Randy, you can try using cuticle oil every day, and that'll help you avoid the hangnails.
Hey,
when your cuticles are dry, they split, they crack, they cause that dreaded hangnail.
Thank you.
It might be a man card violation. I'm not sure, though, if you use that, Randy. I don't know. Yeah, I'm almost on the edge of giving you one for using the finger clippers instead of just chewing them off.
Well, I usually do that.
Yeah. That might be what caused it. I don't know.
I just didn't want to be a Neanderthal on camera here.
Well, we got to be in the end for all the next hour. It's Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Coins and precious metals never sounded so good.
Save for your future during a time of uncertain economy.
Across the globe, two of the most heavily traded and most popular commodities for investments are gold and silver. Arbitrage opportunities exist in precious metals trading, and First National Bullion in Scottsdale can help with all the answers on today's gold and silver markets and the investment opportunities, including information on precious metals arbitrage trading. Call First National Bullion at 480-923-9899, 480-923-9899, online at firstingold.com, spelled out FIRSTINGOLD.com, firstingold.com.
First National Bullion, 480-923-9899.
Come to Summit Male Medical Center to take control of your love life and your health. A recent investigation of men with low testosterone showed more than half were diagnosed with depression. That's depressing. 89% of the men in that study had erectile dysfunction and 69% had a low sex drive. Now that is really depressing, but it doesn't have to be that way. Come let Summit Male Medical Center put a smile on your face and your spouse's. Call 480-398-1000 or go to summitmalemedical.com. Come see our all-male medical staff, the most experienced and knowledgeable staff that deals with ED, PE, and low T that you'll find anywhere. We've been in the Valley since 2008, and we've helped tens of thousands of guys and indirectly their loved ones achieve happiness with a healthier life and the newfound ability to rekindle their love life. Don't wait or hesitate. Come get a smile on your face. Get happy. Call Summit Male Medical Center, 480-398-1000 or go to summitmalemedical.com. Kiss the blues away.
Hi, this is Bruce Jacobs, my friends and former employers at ProCopy. For over 20 years, ProCopy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available from companies like Ricoh. More importantly, they provide outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. 3 years ago, they joined the Flex Technologies Group, an Arizona-based nationwide group of companies that share ProCopy's commitment to excellence. So if you have branches anywhere in the United States or just here here in Arizona. You can get great personalized service even during the current climate. We use them here at the Fanatic and Money Radio KFNN, and they never disappoint because they remain a local company. They give back to our community by supporting ASU and the Thunderbirds through the Phoenix Open. The ProCopy Foundations has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. That makes doing business with ProCopy good for your business. Just give them a call at 602 ProCopy. That's 602-776-2679.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM
and K240 Rolling Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, buddy, it's 3 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Josh in for Filthy Phil there in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale, and you guys are on the Summit Mail Medical text line in for the other texters who would normally be in on the Summit Mail Medical text line. So we got a lot of filling in here on a Tuesday afternoon. We only have 1 hour left. If you forgot, you missed the last hour, it's on you. Because I told you yesterday. So, at 4 p.m., we are off the air. Well, no, the station's not. We are because the March Madness continues. We got number 6 USC getting beaten by number 1 Gonzaga, followed by number 11 UCLA getting beaten by number 1 Michigan. That's the should I have not have told them how that was going to go?
Is that just your bracket?
No, my bracket, I don't even think I don't know. The only thing that's still alive in my bracket is Gonzaga, which I had just going to the finals and losing to the Fighting Illini, which did not happen. So my bracket is busted, dead, dumb. It's just, but like a lot of other people's. And what I really love about this is people who are bragging about being in 50th place or 70th place above my 115th place. Well, guess what? You didn't have a perfect bracket either. We're all busted. Only 3 people are winning prizes from the Harmon Solar 1580 Fanatic Fan Pick'em Bracket Contest thing. It ain't me. It ain't you. It ain't probably anybody you know. So there.
Except for me, though. I still have a chance.
You don't have a chance.
It's someone who really likes Oral Roberts.
Can I just say, well, everybody likes Oral. Can I just say, Randy, if you win this bracket challenge, I will pay you the money myself.
Oh, boy. All right, then.
At this stage, I feel pretty safe about that. Like I feel pretty safe about, it wasn't even a bet. It was a declaration of confidence that the Cardinals will not win 11 in a row, starting with the first game of the regular season.
I never stated that.
You did. You said.
I never stated it.
I said there's a chance.
Just say.
Yeah. No, I said, let's just say that happens. I'll wear a dress at a corner of a busy intersection, hope the sign that says Randy was right. Let's just say that.
Well, I mean, if you feel like you need to do that, whatever blows sunshine up your dress there, sweetheart.
I really don't want to do that. I don't want to do that, but I also know I won't have to do that. So I'm just saying that's how confident in that point that I was. Although I bet I'd look good in one. I would look good in one.
You would look damn good in one.
You'd have to do your toenails and your fingernails.
I ain't got to do nothing. You know what? Take me as I am or don't take me at all. That's what I heard. There's some other Marilyn Monroe quote. If I'm wearing a dress. Is it?
I think it is. Yeah.
Okay. 888-368-1580. Let's get caught up on the text line. Last Optimist says, anybody notice that Trevor Lawrence declined attending the draft so he wouldn't have to stand up on the stage and hold up the Jaguars jersey? Wait a second. What are you implying? All right, Last Optimist. Are you implying that Trevor Lawrence would pull a John Elway? I don't think that's what's going to happen. I don't think, are you just saying he's embarrassed to be a Jaguar? Nah, I don't think that's going to happen. I think what he's just realized, okay, we're still sort of in COVID and I don't got to go nowhere because I already know I'm the first pick. And you know what I also think? I think Urban Meyer told him, no need for you to go to that draft. Let's not risk you catching something because we got a big first season for both of us ahead. So that is very likely because Urban Meyer has been right up his butt like ever since he took that job. He's very communicative with Trevor Lawrence. So they got a lot to lose and a lot to gain. So I think that's more the case. Trevor Lawrence is like, yes, okay, the Jaguars brought in one of the best coaches of all time, even though he's a human dirtbag, Urban Meyer. The Jaguars are going to start to make some moves, hopefully, that'll help that solidify that situation. Also, Trevor Lawrence gets a gimme season where he can only win 3 or 4 games and nobody's going to be mad at him. So that gives the Jaguars time to build. Listen, I think the future looks pretty good for the Jaguars. Not right away, but the future. So, yeah, back to your point, I don't think he's embarrassed. I think he thinks he's the savior. He thinks he's going to go in there and turn the Jaguars into a respectable team.
But Jeffrey, how many times have we heard in the past that the Jaguars are rebuilding and they're going to just save their quarterback for a while until they get better? How many times have we heard that from the past? We heard it during the Coughlin era. Are we going to hear it now?
Okay, first off, when Coughlin showed up, did anybody feel like there was an era? No. Here's what you got. You have the best prospect to come down the quarterback pipe in a while, and you've got one of the best college coaches ever. The Jaguars didn't have that before. This is a different field. This is a different moment. I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe they all fail. But right now, just from the outside looking at it, if you're a Jaguar fan, you got to be thinking, hey, this is starting to finally look like something. It sort of kind of looked like stuff in the past, but now it's starting to look serious. You have to admit, with that coach and that quarterback, that does build a future. Okay, he refuses to admit it. 888-368-1580. Berg says, never say never, Jeffrey. Suns did something last season, and I had a mustard hot dog. Strange things happen. Well, that was just a dumb bet on your point. And in this case, 11 in a row for any team is that's a hard thing to do. And listen, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll take the punishment. Z-Man Barbecue says if he wins, he gets season tickets to Arizona basketball. That's right. That's what you get. Enjoy, Randy.
Thank you.
Boomer Sooner says, good luck tonight, UCLA. Why? Lacrosse guy says Urban Liar is a scumbag. You are correct, sir. Just the Tip says on the morning show, Bruce was offering $50 bets on the Yankees over and under. Just curious if you think Bruce would have that kind of cash available to him.
He's got some money here and there.
Trying to think. How much are cigarettes now?
In Arizona?
Yeah, I mean, he's going over to the reservation buying cigarettes.
Yeah, I thought he was trying to quit that though.
Oh, really? Is he? I had not heard that.
Yeah, he was chewing that smoking cessation gum there for a while.
Okay. Well, in that case, just a tip. Yeah, you might have it. Good Cat says, why is New Jersey called the Garden State?
I do know this because
oil, petroleum, nuclear, landfill, and toxic waste state does not fit on a license plate.
You ever been to the southern half of New Jersey? It's all gardens.
Navy Devil says newly named stadium is the Bills Stadium, not the Giants Jet Stadium. Oh, right. Okay. Thank you, Navy Devil. Yeah. Well, what was that? What did they call the Jet Stadium?
That is MetLife.
That one's MetLife. Oh, okay. Thank you, Navy Devil. I did get, listen, 3 teams that kind of have a history of stinking. So that's an easy one. President Wallet says, Randy, just chew off the dead skin, chew off the fingernails or the toenails. Do what you got to do.
I normally do that. I didn't want to do that on the air. I just wanted to make it quick and easy. Normally I chew on my fingernails.
Well, that's the more sanitary thing to do, not to
chew on my fingernails?
No,
is the more sanitary thing to do?
No, that is the
What the hell are you trying to say here, Josh?
Yeah, I don't think you can do that in the age of COVID.
On me.
Are you trying to get Randy COVID? Is that what you're trying to do?
Opposite.
That's how you get COVID, and that's how you get ants. You want ants? That's how you get ants.
I don't want no ants.
Navy Brad says, okay, this is a good point. If they rename the Jets Giant Stadium, it would be called the place where teams and players suck. No, they should just call it the Hoover Dome.
Wow.
Berg says, P.S. It was never about the Suns. It was about mustard. I did predict the Suns will be 2021 NBA champions back in August.
Wow.
You're just being a wise ass, Berg. I took the evil off your name. Don't make me put that back on there. Boomer Sooner says, I meant that text for Ookla the Mock. I haven't even seen him today, so you got to worry about Ookla. Prison Wallet says, my family is also from New Jersey, Trenton. That is a bleep hole, but the rest of the state is actually unbelievably beautiful.
Exactly. I'm from very close to there. Like,
why isn't anybody from New Jersey in the beautiful part of the state? Can I suggest something? Cut that state in half. That way you got the New Jersey, everybody's like, ugh. And then the other one, not Jersey. Call it, you got New Jersey and not Jersey.
Because the not Jersey part is the part that's not interesting.
Well, you said it was beautiful.
It's beautiful, but it's not interesting. The Sopranos part is the interesting part.
So strip clubs and everything that other guy just said. Yeah,
except for Atlantic City, that's in the southern part.
I'll take the not Jersey. Cabana says, I didn't know Jimmy Hoffa was what? Okay, I'm not even going to finish that one, Cabana, until I understand it. Daylight Drew says, you Arizona Lady Cats, Final Four, congratulations. One more thing they've never done in Tempe. Well, here's another thing we've never done in Tempe. Care about that. Z-Man Barbecue says, need to call the Giant Stadium Helmet Catching Stadium. Good Cat
that's
says,
the helmet catch from the Super Bowl.
Oh,
how can I get evil added to my name? You don't want evil added to your name, Good Cat. Why don't you just be happy with your name? Fairweather Dan says, did Phil get fired already? No, Phil just needed a day off for self-reflection and reflection and something. I don't know. Prison Wallet says it's kind of like the difference between New York State and New York City. I don't think a lot of people realize how big of a state New York is.
It's really big.
Does it seem very smart to have 7 million people located on one island and the rest of the state just a bunch of bears? I've never understood that.
Just a bunch of bears.
That's in Buffalo too.
Is there buffalo in New York?
There are. When you go up high enough towards Canada.
Not the Bills. All right, I don't want to talk about this anymore. What I want to talk about is what we've been trying to talk about for a while, and that is the first round quarterbacks by each team in the Super Bowl era. Florio had mentioned something about it, and I was kind of looking at the list, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go through, and I'm just going to see, all right, which one of these teams who had a first round quarterback actually made something of it, and who the best team would be and who the worst team would be. So right off the top of your head, Josh, pop quiz.
Okay.
By the way, Lemmy called. He says he wants his mutton chops back. So
Ace of Spades.
So which team do you think historically has done the best in the first round pick of a quarterback? Now, a lot of great quarterbacks were not picked in the first round. So you got to think this through. What team do you think has been best at that? Randy, you can chip in if you want to throw in a guess. I'll give you a hint, not the Cardinals.
Ooh,
what team has been the best at picking a first round quarterback? Is that the
correct
question?
Correct.
I'm going to go the Vikings.
All right, let's take a look at the Vikings. They got Teddy Bridgewater, Christian Ponder, Dante Culpepper, and Tommy Kramer. No, they're not the best.
I know the answer.
Okay.
Cowboys.
No, not even close. Troy Aikman, Steve Walsh. That's the only first round quarterbacks they've ever taken. Troy was great. I'm not saying that wasn't somebody you wanted to step up and grab, but as far as a history of picking good first round quarterbacks, and by the way, Troy Aikman and Steve Walsh, both of them were in the first round. Steve Walsh was a supplemental pick.
So how about the Kansas City Chieftains?
Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes by himself should be enough to push you over the edge.
Yeah.
Except for the other two are Todd Blackledge and Steve Fuller. So that doesn't mean just one great first round pick, and it doesn't make you good at picking them.
Now, do they have to stay with them when they get to the Super Bowl, or
this is not about that? This is about just the pick. Which was a good pick.
It's probably a really bad team because really good quarterbacks go to really bad teams.
It's a good point. That's good. Not always true. All right. I'll give you guys who.
My last pick.
Okay, go ahead.
San Francisco Gold Diggers.
All right. 49ers got Alex Smith in 2005. And how high on life are you when it comes to Steve Spurrier?
How high on life when it comes to Steve Spurrier?
Yeah. Would you say Steve Spurrier was a great quarterback?
Well, he was an excellent coach.
He's the old ball coach.
Well, he was their first round pick in 1967.
What about Steve Young?
He was not a first round pick.
He was not also
okay.
49er.
Jim Drunkenmiller got picked in 97. Hell of a name. I never heard of him past that, really. So, yeah, 49ers, they did not do great. Just Alex Smith, who then went on to other teams to do even better. So, all right. So, any guess on who the worst is before I tell you who the best are? I know Bala 51 thinks the Colts because I'm a Colts fan, but I can't even say that they are. They might be, but they're not. I'll tell you why in a moment. But go ahead.
Who was the worst
picks? Yeah, who's the worst at picks in the Super Bowl era for first round quarterback?
Oh God, I'd have to say the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, they had how many busts at quarterbacks?
Well, let me give you the list. Kyler Murray, well, that's a good one. Josh Rosen, horrible. Matt Leinart, horrible. Tim Rosenbach. What do you think of Tim Rosenbach? Is it Ba or Botch?
Who?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Kelly Stouffer.
Yeah.
He went on to create, microwavable dinners. And Steve Pizzarowiecki from 1977.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty damn bad, but Kyler Murray keeps you from being the worst.
I think there's one team that's worse, and I think it's Washington.
Washington has Dwayne Haskins. That's still in progress, probably horrible. Robert Griffin III, Jason Campbell, Patrick Ramsey, Keith Schuler.
That's it?
Yeah, those are the quarterbacks they've got in the Super Bowl era in the first round. So I put little highlighters on when I was like, okay, that was a player of note. That was a pretty good quarterback. And here's some of the teams I did not touch. The Raiders, Jamarcus Russell, Todd Marinovich, and Mark Wilson from 1980. So was Mark Wilson worth a damn? I don't think so.
No, but the sad part of that is Todd Marinovich. What a wasted talent, a guy that just couldn't stay clean.
Right.
You just almost want to cry for the guy. That's how bad it was.
You could also make the same argument for Jamarcus Russell too.
Well, so now other team I did not hit with a highlighter, Seahawks, Rick Meyer, and
Meyer.
Dan McGuire. These were both from the early 90s.
Yeah. Rick Meyer.
Let's see. No highlighter. I guess maybe I should have put a highlighter on Sam Darnold for the Jets. That's still maybe a question mark, but Mark Sanchez, Chad Pennington, Ken O'Brien, and Richard Todd. That is a bad string of first round quarterbacks right there.
A lot of them USC grads.
Do we feel like Sam Darnold is a bust yet, or do we feel like we still just don't know?
I just think he hasn't been in a situation that is appropriate for him. He hasn't been on a team with a good offensive coordinator or offensive leader. So I put Sam Darnold in New England and see what kind of a quarterback he is.
Okay. Moist One says Pennington was actually a pretty decent quarterback. He says,
Chad Pennington was pretty good.
Didn't he go to the WTF, man?
He did go to the Dolphins, and he played pretty well there until he got injured, and then he never came back.
So you got to look at the Bengals. Your mom says Bengals. Well, here's the thing about the Bengals. They did pick Joe Burrow. Okay, that's a good pick, except for his balsa wood ankle. And then Carson Palmer, who was a pretty steady quarterback. I don't think he belonged in anybody's ring of honor, but you got to say he was a pretty good pick. After that, nobody good for the Bengals. I'm not going to read the list. The Broncos had a pretty bad run of first rounders. Tim Tebow, Paxton Lynch, Jay Cutler, and Tommy Maddox. I know we know what happened with those quarterbacks, but can you really say any of them did anything good?
Well, Jay Cutler was decent. He wasn't a Super Bowl quarterback, but he was decent.
Tommy Maddox has an XFL ring somewhere.
I don't care about that. So
this is
no, stop it. All right, when we come back, I'll tell you who I think the best ones are, and I'll give you a couple other choices where I saw a lot of highlighters. We're talking about first round quarterbacks picked in the Super Bowl era by any given team. Now, why are we talking about this? As we look forward to the draft, well, we're just sort of supposing who's going to screw this up. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Pack your bags for an amazing trip. And our resort. A short walk away from shopping and fine dining. No. Let's try this again. Honey, I booked the vacation of our dreams. No. Getaway. Yes. Okay, honey, I booked the getaway of our...
Hey, sweetie, I'm home.
Here, it goes. Hey, hun, I got a surprise for you.
No matter how you say it, your luxury oasis is just a short drive away to Hermosa Beach, California. Relax in one of Hermosa Oasis's beautifully appointed apartment home retreats. Take in our ocean breezes, panoramic sunset views, or stroll along 20 miles of oceanfront strand. All of our beach homes offer fully equipped kitchens, crisp linens, plus beach towels, chairs, and umbrellas, along with cable TVs and wireless internet throughout the home and oceanfront patio. You don't have to wait until summer to bask in the warmth of the California sun. Visit hermosaoasis.com. That's hermosaoasis.com. Save extra with off-season rates. Now anytime is a great time to get away. Visit hermosaoasis.com.
Hi, I'm Steve.
And I'm Felicia.
We're the hosts of the show, Drive Friendly.
With Steve's 40 years of experience, you're going to get the real insider information about the automotive industry. And I'll be interviewing local celebrities and experts so you can be informed and live your very best life.
Laugh and learn with Steve, Felicia, and the gang. You'll be smarter for listening. Drive Friendly, 10 a.m. Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Businesses that run like clockwork establish routines they trust. That's why over 1 million companies rely on Cintas. We'll help you protect employees and customers with essential safety supplies. Inspect your fire protection systems and devices. Hygienically launder your uniforms. And keep you well-stocked with the leading hand sanitizers and disinfecting wipes. Learn how Cintas can help you open your doors with confidence. Oh, I'm ready! Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Hey guys, Jeffrey O'Brien here. Listen, when we're all working on our shows here at The Fanatic, we're totally focused and we don't want to worry about the other things. You know, like the technology that runs our station. That's where Affinity Technology comes in. They run all our IT so we can focus on what really matters, our business and our listeners. These guys handle literally everything. If it plugs in, they work with it. They've saved us tons of money and they've kept us focused on what really matters. Affinity Technology, they can do the same for you. Go to atechaz.com. Be sure and tell them I sent you.
The games, the highlights, the exciting finishes.
Punch it down for two!
Premier games, the tournaments, the madness of March.
Three again, gone again! All the way to the championship in Indianapolis.
Your home for the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship.
Oh, that's the governor!
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Feed to JB, who soars to the rim.
The home of March Madness 2021.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They're all going to be regular days here for 1580, The Fanatic. That's right, Daily Blender back in your ear holes from 3 to 6 p.m. But today we'll be off at 4 p.m. as we listen to number 6 USC take on number 1 Gonzaga. And then after that, you got number 11 UCLA taking on number 1 Michigan, so we can finally figure out who the hell the top 4 Final Four teams will be on Saturday as we get closer and closer to the national championship. So that's all right here on 1580, The Fanatic. Now, we've been talking about first-round quarterbacks by team in the Super Bowl era, and I think we've pretty well established the worst, probably the Raiders, maybe the Jets. Anytime I see Mark Sanchez's name on there, and then I think about other teams that paid Mark Sanchez an awful lot of money to do absolutely nothing. Sorry, Randy. But still, this was about the drafting. Another one that was, the Panthers have really only taken 2 quarterbacks in the Super Bowl era. Cam Newton was a great idea at first, bad idea later. And then Kerry Collins. So actually, no, Panthers did okay with theirs. So I can't put them into the bottom.
Well, Kerry Collins did a lot of his dirty work with the New York Giants. He actually, up until Eli, I think, led passing yards in that statistical category until Eli came along.
So, before we continue with this conversation, this is a bit of breaking news. Breaking news here on the Daily Blender. It's all right. Don't worry. Okay, I guess you found it.
This is breaking news.
Utah Jazz charter flight, according to King of Kittens, was forced to make an emergency landing shortly after takeoff when they hit a flock of birds, causing some engine issues. He says, Randy, what do you think that sounded like?
I ran so far away.
I couldn't get away. Ding, 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 ding.
It could also sound like the Week 17 game that the Eagles and the Jets are going to play.
What the hell is he talking about? Do we have schedules?
Yeah.
Did we get schedules?
The
I
Week
knew that they
17
had come
game
out
came
and-
out today.
They came out and said it's official. There will be a week 17, but I have not seen the actual schedule. So that you're telling me every team's schedule has come out today.
Every Week 17 game came out today.
Well, why didn't they just release the whole damn schedule?
I don't know, but the Eagles are playing the Jets.
Okay, well, don't waste my time, Josh. Let me know when the actual full schedule's out. I want to know what's going on more than just 1 week. Oh, that's a calendar tease. That's a C tease. That's what that is. Z-Man Barbecue says, you know how you stop Brady from winning another Super Bowl? Put him in a Vikings jersey. That'll work.
May
Mr. Pringle.
13th is when the NFL releases the 2021 schedule.
May what?
13.
May 13th. All right. Well, good to know. I'm looking forward to getting myself to that Cardinals Colts game when they come to town. That's going to be fun. Mr. Pringle says, did Phil get an out of school suspension? Yeah, something like that. Navy Brad says, I'll say this for first round picks. My vote, the Colts or the Steelers as the best. You know what? Those are two teams that are on this list. Let's talk about it. The Steelers have had three. First thing I'm going to ask is Randy, Mark Malone, was he a good quarterback?
He was decent.
was okay.
I would equate a Mark Malone to sort of a not a Chad Pennington, but what's his name with the Titans? Sort of a journeyman
Tannehill.
game manager. Yeah, Tannehill. He was like a
Okay.
Tannehill.
Yeah, he's pretty good, but not great. But it was still, I guess, not a bad first round pick. So Steelers have three first round picked Super Bowl era quarterbacks: Ben Roethlisberger, Mark Malone, and Terry Bradshaw.
Can't go too wrong with that. I mean,
That right there is pretty good.
That's a
Yeah.
lot of gold rings.
As far as quarterback play goes, yes, that is pretty good. All right, the other team that is on my list of being pretty good is the New York Football Giants. The Daniel Jones is all right. Phil Rivers was actually originally drafted by the Giants, and he was pretty damn good. Dave Brown was picked in '92. I don't remember him. And then Phil Simms back in 1979.
Yeah.
He was pretty damn good.
Do you
So the
count-
Giants.
Do you count Philip Rivers or do you count Manning's
Eli.
little brother?
Eli was not a first round pick, it turns out. He was traded. Remember, we had this argument yesterday. He was picked. Eli was picked by another team, but there was a trade, and that doesn't count. So, after the picks are done, it no longer counts. Eli Manning was picked by the Chargers. In fact, the Chargers had a pretty good bunch of quarterbacks themselves. They had Justin Herbert. I like to call him Herbert. I don't like to pronounce the H. Eli Manning, Ryan Leaf, and some other guy named Marty Domrez. But whatever. That's not a bad bunch of picks right there. Whether you kept them or not is irrelevant. That was good picks.
How about the team that's playing Indianapolis in Week 17? Tampa.
In what? Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay. There they are. Sorry. Jameis Winston is the best thing they've picked. They had Josh Freeman. They had Trent Dilfer. And I get it. Super Bowl. But still, after that, what did he do? Vinny Testaverde and Doug Williams. So they're not the worst, but they're not the best. I mean, you feel like that was a list of really great quarterbacks, Josh?
Testaverde has had his upside.
Well, okay. Well, that doesn't make you the best. I mean, what would you rather have, Ben Roethlisberger and Terry Bradshaw, or would you like to have, James Winston and Trent Dilfer?
I would absolutely take Pittsburgh 100%.
Exactly. So the Dolphins are pretty high on that list. Look at their past. Rick Norton in 66, Bob Greasy in 67, Dan Marino in 83, Ryan Tannehill, who's turning out to come into his own now. They got him in 2012, and now Tua, we're waiting to watch that guy develop. So you got to say, they've done pretty good in their first round. No?
They didn't draft Jay Fiedler?
Not as a first rounder. No.
Oh,
okay, so now let's go on to my Colts. Epic names for the Colts, but I don't know if it makes them the number one. Andrew Luck in 2012, they sucked for luck. Peyton Manning, who sucked his first year really bad, but then became a great. I'm not going to put Jeff George as high on the list, but he was one of those. Okay. John Elway in 83. Remember, they drafted him and he pulled a Eli Manning, or actually Eli Manning pulled a John Elway. And Art Schlichter in 82 and Burt Jones in 73. So forget about the names that don't matter. That was a pretty good list right there. But I kind of go back and forth between, say, the Steelers and the Dolphins. Which one would be better, Ben Rapesberger and Terry Bradshaw, or would you say Dan Marino and Bob Greasy? Okay, how about Dan Marino and Tua, or Dan Marino and Ryan Tannehill? So who do you think is the best Super Bowl era first round quarterback picker?
Wow, it would probably be the Steelers, but Dan Marino, Hall of Famer, and Bob Greasy, Hall of Famer, and also quarterback of that undefeated team for the Miami Dolphins in 73?
Right. So it's
two
not
Hall of Famers. I guess Ben Roethlisberger will probably end up in the Hall of Fame. Bradshaw's already there.
Yeah, and both of those guys won Super Bowls, Terry Bradshaw and Ben Rapesberger. So,
but Marino did not. So
yeah, that's he
was a great.
Yeah.
You would put Dan Marino on the same level as a Terry Bradshaw or a Ben Rapesberger, but who else on that Dolphins list? Tua, Ryan Tannehill, Bob Greasy, Rick Norton. None of those guys are up to that same level, right?
I think Greasy may be
close. So let's go to the text line and see what they have to say. 888-368-1580. Blissful Hayes says, definitely the Steelers. By the way, the jury is still out on Kyler Murray. He's been average at best in 2 seasons. And Hairboy couldn't even beat Ohio State, so I don't think he's going to be an elite quarterback. Fed Fan says, wait, did I miss something? Ryan Leaf was a good pick? Yeah, I don't think I put him as a good pick. He's a goodish pick. He was okay. I'm not saying it. Baby Got Dak says the Browns have to be the worst. Well, you know what? That is pretty damn close. They would be the worst, except for Baker Mayfield's actually balling out pretty good right now. I don't know if he's going to head to Bustville for sure or not, but I still think that there are worse than that. The Jet says, holy crap, I was flipping through the channels and you guys are on today. Can't believe you didn't get another full week off from the NCAA. Neither can we. And we're not happy about it. But glad you found us. Faded Hero Icon says, how about the Patriots and the Eagles? All right, well, so the Eagles drafted Carson Wentz, Donovan McNabb, and John Reeves. So they ain't the best, they ain't the worst. I put that in the mediocre column, wouldn't you?
As an Eagles fan, yes.
Patriots have in their first round Drew Bledsoe, Tony Eason, Jim Plunkett. So, it's all right. It's not bad. It's not bad.
Plunkett's a Hall of Famer, isn't he?
Yeah. That's not a bad. I mean, we know what happened with Drew Bledsoe, and we know what happened with Tony Eason, but Jim Plunkett, he kind of saves that, so it doesn't make them the worst.
And going back to Tampa Bay for a second, you mentioned Doug Williams. Yeah, he was with Tampa Bay, and then he went to Washington, won a Super Bowl with them, and he is in the Hall of Fame. So I think he turned out to be a pretty good quarterback.
All right, so that
wasn't just for Tampa Bay, but
right,
for over two different teams, and not only that, there's an Arizona connection for Doug Williams. He played for your Arizona Outlaws. Remember that league?
That's right.
The Arizona Outlaws were here. Yeah, Doug Williams was the quarterback.
Mr. Wilbur says, I hate the Cowboys, but I love Roger the Dodger. How about Troy Aikman there? Well, Troy Aikman on our list is the only good first round quarterback that they've got. Steve Walsh, I don't think we'd put into that. Outside of that, the Cowboys have never taken a first round quarterback. Boomer Sooner says, hey guys, Drew Bloodcells doing just fine lives up in Washington State. I believe it has a vineyard and bottles a ton of wine. Very successful. I think what he's saying is Drew Bledsoe is doing just fine. He lives in there and he has a vineyard. There you go. Heavy Metal Maniac says, guess has to be the Cincinnati Bengals that are the worst. No, they got Joe Burrow, Carson Palmer.
I think I came up with the worst.
I think it's the Raiders. Just the Tip says, is there something about the chair in the studio there? Seems like every co-host that sits in there is one of the quirkiest, most disjointed show destroyers ever born.
I love you too.
That was rough. Show destroyer. Damn.
Wow.
Jagdog says Saints maybe the worst.
Well, Breeze.
They would be. No, he wasn't a first round pick, actually. They got Dave Wilson in the 81 supplemental and Arch Manning in 71. Archie Manning was a great quarterback for his day. The best thing that ever came out of him was his kids, but still, he was okay. Maybe great was overstated. He was pretty damn good, right? Was he like the Alex Smith of his time?
It wasn't his fault. He had no offensive line. He had no receivers. He had no.
Oh, he was the Andrew Luck of his time.
he just got his brains beat in on a weekly basis. But yeah, he was a damn good quarterback.
Random texter says, I would think the Utah Jazz flight sounded a lot like the Randy Johnson spring training pitch about 70 times over.
Yeah, could be.
I love that. I posted that video up on its anniversary. Again, I will never not post it on the anniversary. Randy Johnson destroying that bird. Good Cat says Cleveland Browns. How about that? Well, yeah, the Browns are horrible. Do we want to call them the worst? Because Baker Mayfield's still doing pretty good, and the Raiders never had a good first round quarterback pick. So
did we discuss Chicago?
The band or the team? There's
team.
A lot of horns for my taste in Chicago.
Yes.
The band
25 or 6'2" quarterbacks.
The who were you talking? Oh, Chicago Bears.
Yes,
not the who. We were talking about Chicago.
Well, Jim McMahon was fun. I don't know if he was necessarily a great quarterback, but he was fun, and they pulled him up in the first round in 1982, and they did win a Super Bowl with him. So that keeps the Bears from being the worst. Here's some other names: Jim Jerkface Harbaugh, who went on later to suck on the Colts, Cade McNown, Rex Grossman, and Mitch Trubisky.
How can you not say that's the worst?
Pretty bad. It's pretty bad because Jim McMahon won a Super Bowl. That's why.
Yeah, but
yes,
so
that
Trent
was a
Dilfer.
defensive team. Well, Trent Dilfer, both of them never did anything after the Super Bowl. But I'm not saying that the team that Trent Dilfer was on is the worst, am I? I'm not saying the Buccaneers are the worst. I'm saying it's the Raiders. That's my guess.
Yes.
Randy, I need a beer, please, says Good Cat.
Meow, meow.
Hefty Lefty says smoking Jay Cutler zipping darts to Brandon Marshall was fun couple of seasons for the Broncos, even though there wasn't any significant winning happening there.
Yeah.
Fish Tank says the Bears. Yeah, is it the Bears? Maybe. Hey, listen, Hefty Left. I'm sorry, Fish Tank. If you're just joining us, I think the Dolphins were like second place to the Steelers for having the best first round picks. Bala 51 says Manning, the old good guy. I can't remember name from the 70s, and Luck. Yeah, Archie Manning was good, and so was his kids. I mean, the best Manning still got to be Peyton. Or I think Peyton got the best results, but the better quarterback might have been Eli. Who was the better Manning?
Boy, I don't know. Peyton was he was on another level. I mean, Eli was a good quarterback. Don't get me wrong, but you're from New Jersey. You probably watched him in person there, Josh. I'd have to say Peyton's a better quarterback just because of his mental, strength. He could will things into being. He knew how to set up an offense and make it successful in spite of whatever weaknesses it is. He knew how to move guys around. He knew where to put a ball. Wasn't always the most prettiest pass you ever saw, a nice tight spiral, but the guy was just, to me, he was just a mental giant. He could just make things work.
Another day, we'll have a debate between Eli and Peyton because you can say results are all that matter, or you can say the actual talent of the man can matter. But we just don't have time for that argument. Lacrosse guy says Green Bay has the best first round picks. No, they don't. Let me remind you who the Packers have taken. Jordan Love. Okay. Aaron Rodgers, good, but not the best with Rich Campbell, Jerry Tagg, and Don Horn. Just Aaron Rodgers doesn't make you the best. Having two Aaron Rodgers might make you the best. We got to take a break. We'll be back and wrap this thing up. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, the Panera. It's the Panera or the Fanatic.
Hi, I'm Steve.
And I'm Felicia.
We're the hosts of the show, Drive Friendly.
With Steve's 40 years of experience, you're going to get the real insider information about the automotive industry. And I'll be interviewing local celebrities and experts so you can be informed and live your very best life.
Laugh and learn with Steve, Felicia, and the gang. You'll be smarter for listening. Drive friendly, 10 a.m. Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Businesses that run like clockwork establish routines they trust. That's why over 1 million companies rely on Cintas. We'll help you protect employees and customers with essential safety supplies. Inspect your fire protection systems and devices. Hygienically launder your uniforms, and keep you well stocked with the leading hand sanitizers and disinfecting wipes. Learn how Cintas can help you open your doors with confidence. Oh, I'm ready! Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of 100+ degrees, 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner and it's lasting longer, and your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment, and they're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com. Harmon Solar is an REC certified solar professional.
This is good news, maybe exactly when you need it to. Right now, MediShare is waiving their new member fees. This could save you money on top of all that you'll save each month by becoming a member of MediShare. So many people are looking for a healthcare solution right now, seeing the cost of COBRA plans, for instance, and MediShare is the affordable alternative to health insurance. The typical family saves $500 a month. You might save even more. MediShare is a Christian community that shares each other's healthcare costs, and because of the current economic situation, they're making it easier than ever. Apply by March 31st. You can save an additional $170 on your first month. I'll give you the number here in a second. And if you call, you can get a price within 2 minutes. Just tell them the promo code SHARE to receive your additional savings. Maybe now is the time to make the switch like more than 400,000 people already have and start saving. Here it is. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. We only got 20 minutes of show left because we got to air the USC versus Gonzaga game. And then after that, the UCLA versus Michigan game, rounding out the Elite Eight as we figure out who's going to be in the Final Four this Saturday. Also on 1580, The Fanatic. Let's wrap up this conversation that we were having about first-round picks and the teams that pick them. Yeah, no, the Cardinals were not very good, but the fact that Kyler Murray exists is something that saves them from being the worst. I'll tell you what, damn close, Randy. Damn close to being the worst. First round pickers.
Cardinals?
Oh, yeah. Kyler Murray is the only good one. You had Josh Rosen, Matt Leinart, Tim Rosenbaugh, Kelly Stouffer, and Steve Pierzewski. So that is a horrible list outside of Kyler Murray. Horrible. You have to admit that I'm right.
Well, I mean, I don't remember Kelly Stouffer, but the rest of those guys, yeah.
Well, that should tell you what you need to know about that, right?
I wasn't a Cardinal fan when he was a quarterback, I don't think.
Navy Brad says, those wines that Drew Bledsoe bottles are award-winning wines. He knows his grapes well. Berg says, Browns can't be the worst with Bernie Kosar. The Browns did not take Bernie Kosar in the first round as a Super Bowl era team. Good Cat says Trent Dilfer didn't win that Super Bowl. My whole screen moved. Who did I say said that? Oh, there it is. Good Cat. The defense won that Super Bowl. Well, you can make the same case for the Bears that Jim McMahon didn't win that Super Bowl. The defense did. So
Trent Dilfer still got to go to Disney World though.
Good Cat says, I need an opinion. Exercise or play NBA Jams on the Super Nintendo?
NBA Jams.
Oh, I love me some NBA Jams. Yeah, I would do that.
Yeah, he's heating up.
We're not your doctor. You know what I'm saying? So that's really not, you're not getting good advice on that. Random Texter says, you got to put the Kansas City Chiefs up there in the top 5, at least on first round back draft picks. They've only drafted 2, Todd Blackledge and Patrick Mahomes. Pretty good ratio, if you ask me. Well, yeah, Patrick Mahomes, of course, is a good one, but you also have Steve Fuller in 1979. Blackledge is, but Mahomes, absolutely, but not good enough to overcome a Terry Bradshaw and Ben Roethlisberger. So I'm thinking we're going to go ahead and call it that the Steelers have the best first round picks in the Super Bowl era. President Wallet says, can I have a whiskey with a Cold Stone, please, Randy?
A whiskey with a Cold Stone?
Yeah, whatever that is.
You mean
that
one
like
of those
ice
whiskey
cream?
stones or the Cold Stone
ice-
Creamery?
Yeah, you want some of Ducey's ice cream?
There you go.
Heavy Metal Maniac says, how about the Buffalo Bills being the worst? Well, they took Josh Allen and they had Jim Kelly, so that doesn't make them the worst. EJ Manuel and JP Lossman, that helps the bad case. Listen, your team just sucked. It wasn't just the quarterback picking. Santan Scott says, happy Taco Tuesday, boys. Oh, he sent me a picture of this Toyota Tacoma with taco something on the plate. I can't read that. What does that say? Hefty Lefty says Gonzaga in German. It's just Gonzaga. It's actually Italian. Blessel Hayes says, I'm a Bears fan. I think they're the worst. Bears last 3 first-round quarterback drafts, Mitch Trubisky, Rex Grossman, and Cade McNown. All 3 sucked horribly. Peyton Manning and the Colts are lucky the Bears didn't have a decent quarterback during that Super Bowl.
You know who's
Good point.
who's never really been good at drafting quarterbacks?
Who's that?
Baltimore Ravens.
Ravens got Lamar Jackson and
Besides that.
Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco, okay, I get it. But still, that is better than the Raiders. So Lamar Jackson by himself saves them from.
Wait a minute! Didn't Flacco win a couple of Super Bowls with the Ravens as the quarterback?
He won one.
He sucks now, though. So that's
maybe
like
now he does. But
listen, I just said that they're not the worst. No matter what you think of Flacco now, he ain't been the same since he got knocked out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so there you go. It comes down to this: the Steelers with their picks of Terry Bradshaw, Ben Roethlisberger, the best, and the worst. I say the Raiders. So there you go. 888-368-1580. Got to give you a little man law update. Now, remember the other day when I said one of the man laws in the Manstitution is dog is a man's best friend.
Yes.
Cats are not to be trusted.
Mm.
Well, no, I'm not. No, Randy.
What?
I'm not giving a man law.
What?
This is an update.
Oh,
for one.
sorry.
I'm not
Sorry.
giving you a
Go
man
ahead.
law.
Sorry. Go ahead.
So a couple in England is going to make my point for me about cats not to be trusted.
All right.
They found out their neighbors were moving, right? So the house was up for sale. And when your neighbor puts the house up for sale, what's the first thing you do? You go on Zillow to see how much they're trying to get for that house and to be snoopy and see what they did with their house. You look at the pictures, right? So this is exactly what this guy did. He's like, let's see this thing. So he's going through and he's like, what the hell? That's our cat, Freddie. What? There's a picture of his cat just stretched out on a bed like, hello, this is my house. Welcome. He's like, my God, my cat is leading a double life. Yeah. And he's like, what? Well, we knew that the cat would wander the neighborhood, but we had no idea that he was out there pretending to be their cat too. So he was getting double meals and he was getting treat. And they even said, yeah, that's our cat. What? That's not your cat. No, that's our cat. So yeah, the cat has no loyalty. You think a dog would ever do that? No. It's a horrible thing to do.
Yeah.
It's a whore.
I agree.
That's a
Yep.
whore. So basically, and then some other people down the street are like, wait, we know that cat. We call it by different names. So now it turns out that cat might be secretly living in 4 different homes.
Ah, yeah. I see it. Yep.
So there you go. So then when you ask me why, cats are in the Manstitution as not to be trusted, that's why right there.
And there we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Can't trust them. That's all. That's all. By the way, some new. Do you like the bacon, Josh? I can't remember what you said.
I do like the bacon.
All right, you like the smell of bacon? You ever make the
yeah.
bacon and then you leave the house and then you come back and you're like, oh, that's right, we made bacon. It smells so good. Isn't that something? Oh, I love that smell.
It's the best.
Well, now the people at Oscar Mayer have announced they're going to be giving out shoelaces that smell like bacon.
Are they made of bacon?
What?
They look like strips of bacon because, why not?
What?
Yeah, they're here. I'll show you a picture right there. shoelaces.
It's really too bad I gave up tying my shoes and I went to those slip-on Skechers because I would get those if I was still tying my shoes.
I got one pair of shoes with the shoelaces in, and I'll swap them out in a heartbeat. Now, if you're interested in getting these, you can enter by tweeting hashtags, hashtag Oscar Mayer Cook My Kicks and hashtag sweepstakes by the end of the day, Thursday. At 1,500 people will randomly win laces. I'm absolutely doing this. I don't like to do hashtags. I usually don't try to enter contests, but that one I'm doing. I want them bacon laces.
Oh yeah. This is incentive for me to go to yoga so I can bend over and tie my shoes.
Oh,
so I can sniff my feet.
That's your incentive for yoga. You're not fooling anybody, Josh. We know what your incentive for yoga is.
I have more incentive for yogurt than yoga.
We're not even going to tell your wife either. So it's between you and you is between you and you.
I get it. Oh.
Mr. Wilbur says, cat equals slut.
Okay.
All right. I'm not going to argue on that one. And not at all there. So, by the way, here's something else. Let's say you're like, I always enter those contests. I don't win nothing. I want to win those bacon shoelaces. I can't win it. Well, that's all right. There's another thing you can try. Do you have the hands of a cowboy or like a drunk in the Wild West? Do you have gnarly man hands?
Yes.
My problem is even that I do man stuff, I can't help how pretty my hands are. My feet are even prettier. I can't help it.
Wow.
I don't do unmanly things to keep them this way. It's just, I don't know, my hands are nice. But if you have grizzled, dried, crusty fists of fury, like cowboy ranch hand hands, you could make some serious money. A whiskey company called Fistful of Bourbon is looking for a new spokesfist, to hold the whiskey bottles in their hands during the ads. And if you got that perfect cowboy fist, they'll pay you $100,000. I don't know that it really translates when you're holding the thing of, it's not really working, Randy, when you're holding the hand sanitizer.
Just imagine this is whiskey for people who are watching.
I can't. All I see is the water bottle.
Covering up the label.
Put that down, Randy. that did manify your hand quite a bit. Probably not a good idea, but all right. A bottle of whiskey might be better. So
I don't have one laying here.
Well, you got time. Okay. Applications are due by April 13th. Go to the website for Fistful of Bourbon. Send in a photo with your man fist, and then maybe you can get $100,000 to be their spokesfist.
Wow.
Moist one, I know you fisted a few cowboys. That's not really
Excuse
what
me?
we're. Yeah, I think he means punching them out. Berg says you can't win if you don't enter. Berg wins all sorts of stuff. He does. And he is the epitome of if you don't enter, you can't win, because he is constantly winning contests. He's almost like a professional prize winner.
Like a lottery of sorts.
Yeah. What? Huh? No, not lottery. Yeah, like he'll like online contests and stuff. Because I guess a lot of people don't enter those things. So you got a pretty good chance as long as you're just consistent. Large Marge says, just remember, you can't blame your loyal best friend Doggy when he eats your bacon flavored shoes. That's true. Yeah, you got to keep those out of reach of the dog. That's not fair to them. It's not fair. Okay, one last thing of note in man talk, and we'll move on and we'll do the on this day in big Georgia sports history here in a second. And that is, don't worry, Josh, Randy handles that. So there's this guy, and listen, we as men, we enjoy a nice hearty fart. Of course, when nobody's around, right? Not the smell, Josh, you sick bastard. I was saying just the sound, and it's funny. It's always funny as long as you don't stink people out of the house. Right. And so, if you had like a good case of the farts, be honest, we all enjoy that. Oh my God, that was good. And although I have a thing where I never do it on purpose in front of my wife, because I have always pledged to treat her better than my buddies, to lift her up as a princess above them. She didn't ask me to do this. I've just decided that is how I'm going to show her how much I love her and how special she is to me. That's my thing. I know that's not your thing, but whenever I do get a good case of the farts, I don't know. It always cracks me up. So this guy probably started out pretty good. 67-year-old guy in Thailand, went to the doctor, and he's like 3 weeks farting constantly. How long would it be before you were like, okay, this is out of control? And at first you'd be like, oh my God, I don't know what I just, oh geez, what did I eat? Oh,
3 weeks he was farting uncontrollably.
Maybe a few hours would be fun. A day would be like, this has got to stop sometime, right? 3 weeks. He couldn't stop passing gas. And it turns out there was a good reason for it. It was not the Taco Bell or the Chipotle. He had a 59-foot tapeworm in his body.
Oh, dear God. Oh,
which
dear
means
God.
He wasn't farting. The tapeworm was.
Oh, dear God. Oh,
Yep.
no.
That's right. 59-foot tapeworm. Doctors thought he maybe got it from eating some raw beef there. Believe it or not, that is not even the biggest. 5-foot tapeworm isn't even close. The longest one that's been pulled out of a human being, 82 feet. Got pulled out of a guy in India.
82 feet?
82-foot tapeworm. That guy must have been gassy. And with the curry on top of it in India, well, then maybe nobody noticed. But still, that's a lot of farting. That's a lot of farting.
Wow.
Like, it's fun for like a few hours, and then that's it. Heavy Metal Maniac says, I won like $50,000 in cash and prizes and a 2003 Chevy Trailblazer. I took the $20,000 option instead. Smart moving, and wow, you're a lucky guy. Pretty good, man. Easy Money says, are you rooting your own horn? You're damn right I am. Hefty Lefty says, I'm a gassy individual. I start to get concerned probably around day four. Yeah, how long could you be constantly passing gas before you're like, all right, time to go to the doctor?
Wow.
When would you finally pull the plug or find a plug for that one?
I would, just after a couple of days, I'd have to find out why the hell this is happening.
I think I'd probably be calling the doctor after 24 hours. After 24 hours, and if it's like nonstop, I'd have to go call the authorities, figure out what's going on. That'd be an embarrassing thing to die from, wouldn't it? Chronic flatulence.
Oh, yeah.
It would be a gas.
Oh, shut up, Josh. Get off my radio station.
The one pun I had all day.
Does this strike you as a show that does a lot of puns?
No.
You said you listen to the show quite a bit, so you think, yes, a pun. I finally got one.
It's the one pun I've had all day. I've bit my lip, and Phil can take over tomorrow or whenever. It's cool.
That wasn't awkward at all, Josh.
Yep.
Thanks for helping out. We'll be back tomorrow, regular time, 3 p.m. Phil will be back. Randy will be back. You'll be back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Free speech is priceless. It is now 13 years since Summit Male Medical started helping men overcome the effects of erectile dysfunction, premature issues, and low testosterone. And the only way we could help was to be able to get the message out that we could help. Thank you, free speech. We've had to deal with these sensitive topics and inform the public that we can help and we guarantee to help with ED, or we won't charge you. These are issues that break apart relationships and then in turn families. And without freedom of speech, we would have not been able to help the tens and tens of thousands of guys here at Summit Male Medical. If you're one of the millions that still need help with ED, PE, or low T, call 480-398-1000 or go to summitmalemedical.com.